真的会。 就是可能在抓他的情况下，不管是第一把的蜘蛛，其实会给他们那种我可以打进攻，但没想到其实反而自己变成对方的一个掉到对方的一个陷阱里面。我觉得在对到冷 hand 的时候，都要多想第二拍到底要怎么去打进攻了。
我觉得最厉害的就是他会给你一种你不得不开他的错觉，但是你真的开下去了，其实 DRX 在这第3场比赛很明显就是开了就炸了。是，就在这样的情况下，也是恭喜了冷 hand， 就没想到是他本季第一次拿 POM， 因为农心的其实赢的胜场其实蛮多的，但基本上都是 King 拿的，大部分好像都是 King 的。 但冷 hand 其实一直都当然是队伍中的一个不可或缺的大腿啦，也是再一次恭喜他们，因为这样子下来的话，农心算是让自己在西部的位置做得更稳，有前5、前6的话，对于不管是决赛资格赛也好，或是在第3轮开始的例行赛也好，都是非常大的帮助。对，但我觉得农心要走到更后面的话，我觉得现在就是在 case 的提升，能不能跟队伍去做到一个更稳定的一个发挥，因为 case 的上限我们看过，他的上限是可以开得很高。那在这个第2把或者是这个失败的一些场数的时候，是不是能够把一些可能在配合度上的问题去给调整的话，其实我觉得农心确实是可以走得更远的。而且真的感受得到，就这一个 BO3这上半场中野辅联动是农心的一个强项，但是能不能把这他们滚出来的优势稳固住，就是不能出现像第2场这样，其实已经是一个天虎开局的情况下，还把这么大的优势给还回了 DRX 的情形，也是让他们在后续的比赛会更加的稳定哦。恭喜农心，也恭喜了 ASUS， 稍后会有他们的赛后访问。那么在赛后访问结束，休息回来就是今天的下半场比赛喽。
Anxious, but I'm so glad that we're able to win. And our next match will be against KT. You know, thanks. Thank you. They're actually sitting right there, so. Behind the stage, I said, well, we heard BDD say, oh my god, it's defense. Honestly, KT, they've been doing really well. Lots of respect to KT players. This is your first POM of the season. Are you happy? You know, I'm just really happy about the win, but I'm also happy about the POM. And in game 1, there were some rough patches in top, but with great teamwork, you closed it out with a win. So what was the key point to turn things around? You know, the opponent were really trying to capitalize off of any sort of goals. I think we were able to really fix our team fight and just like our synergy overall up, and then that was what really ended up allowing us to turn things around. Yeah, honestly, my synergy with Kingan, we do communicate a lot, and I think we just get along really well. In game 2, Lehans, you picked Shen's support, so what strike do you pick here? So when I play Shen, as compared to before, Champion is actually a lot more solid, and because I have always been a pretty good, solid Shen player, I think that just allows the game to be a little better. And what was the feedback like after game 2? You know, we lost, and we knew that we didn't do well, and we made mistakes and messed up. That's why we weren't able to close it out. Now, lately in Calix's interview, he said that you told him to believe in me that believes in you, and he earned so much confidence from your words. So how did you come up with such sweet words? I just, you know, he's so young. I guess he just has to learn a lot because he's saying things, learning things out that were spoken privately. But I think I've just been considering what I can say to kind of instill some confidence and just to give him more energy, just to make sure that he can stand up with confidence. And I think that's what really led on to him saying that in the interview. So what would you like to say to your teammates so that you guys are able to do even better in round 2? You know, we're struggling a lot, and hopefully we can improve and get better. But right now, I think it's most important that Kingan can stand back up. He really needs to lock in. And the next opponent will be KT on Peak Momentum, and they're right behind you. Would you like to say anything to taunt them? You know, although I may lose, I never lose to BDD, so BDD, I'm sure he can hear you, but he's pretending like he can't hear you at all. Look at that smile. Well, congratulations again. Would you like any words to your fans? We're able to close it out with a win today, and I'm glad that we're able to make our fans happy. And I know that we lack and we have a lot of room for improvement, and we're very well aware of that. So we'll continue to work hard on improving. That's the end of the interview with Lehans. Back to the space. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear. I love how Lehans was in there being like, Alex Lewis. Don't let anyone know that I'm saying those things about you. He's gonna go back to couch and be like, God! But it ended up being real cute. It was the POM going on over to Lehans. Deserved, Chronicler?
Yeah, sure. A bit of a tsundere moment there for Lehans. I'm surprised there are no more votes. Well, not only that, I'm surprised there's not more split votes. I actually feel like this was a situation where yeah, Geo votes as well. But yeah, we were not impressed by Lehans' Elise, really, or the Shen. A lot of the decision making I think was a little iffy. But his Leona obviously was insane, and also he is kind of the leader for the team. So I think that the voting for makes sense. We were just both really impressed by Alex. I think that he was the big reason why they won game number 1. I think his Rise impact was impeccable, and then for top lane, I mean it's King. He's good.
Yeah, I mean, we already talked about how important is mid priority in the pre-show, because both junglers, they really want to fight for early game. So all you need is just get the prior, help them a lot. And I think Calix, he played right. I think he just pushed in and just tried to help the teammate on the side lane as well. And the last game, Azir, it was kind of risky because we already talked about Talia Azir matchup is kind of risky. Azir, but he did
Actually did well. Yeah, he was able to have an impact despite that, which is really impressive. That's not easy.
Let's get into the comments here from our analysts and cast that got it on in. All right, let's start with you, Cronny.
Yeah, I think he played really smart. Wise beyond his years. Very young player still. Just really became a starter in the last couple of weeks. And there's a lot of really promising kind of concept you can see when a player comes up and you're like, I think they can actually keep the form up. I'm hoping that Calix is, because we haven't had a really good mid laner debut in a really long time. There's been a lot that were hyped up, right? We had people like Polbay, like Saint, like Satab, like Karis, and none of them really ever panned out. Another one. So I think we're due. I think we're due a great challenger mid laner. Hopefully it's Calix.
yeah, it's definitely his time to shine. But I feel like he's one of the guys who doesn't shine that much because he's one of the unsung heroes. You can really figure that out if you're really deep into the league knowledge, you know. Like you all know that the reason why Nongshim is having a good fight is because of the mid lane. You know, if you're good at league, you already know like why Calix is considered as a good player here.
Chat with a good one off of Cronny's. Why is beyond his ears? Because we're wearing obviously the Noguri ears, the mascot of Nongshim. Let's see what the Korean. Oh no, we were missing a wolf. What does wolf have to say from this one? Lehens, Lehelis, Leshens. I don't have a good pun for Leona. Wouldn't it be just Lehiona? But he taught DRX what Aftershock and Controls do. I mean, yeah, I guess Leona could have just been Leona.
Oh, slam an H in there.
Yeah,
And you're there. Yeah, taught DRX with Aftershock and Eclipse. Leona getting engaged on, that's kind of the dream.
I mean, he got caught a lot in game 1, even though he was playing Elise. I think the RX was thinking to say, oh, Lehans is overstrapping, but he's playing Leona, so it was all cash.
Now, on the Korean side, again, they voted for top lane, I believe. Yeah, Kingen. Ramen Heat Control Master.
That's so base.
So there was one cheerful says, if your ramen soup is cold, just heat it up again. And I think Kingen is one of the guys who hits up for you whenever you need to eat ramen.
This is also
Sweet
me,
guy.
Yeah, my favorite form of Kingen is just when he's right. I have never lost condition because we've seen him try to play 4-2 heavily. I also feel like that style doesn't really suit him. But he's like the hidden carry. You know, like I don't think he should be the main point, but he can carry him.
He can. Helped out when he was on the Rumble. Let's see here our final, or a couple more here from the Korean side. Prince.
I think he's tilted. because he predicted DRX.
Okay, we have Prince actually.
Oh.
He's coming himself. All right.
김경 선수의 플레이를 떠오른 건데 긴
굉장히 그
플레이가
인상적이었던 표현이었어.
I was thinking about 퉁퉁 사후.
I don't think the sound makes sense, but he really sold it. So I'm kind of.
On three, ready?
I'm on board.
1, 2, 3. King. There we go. All right.
Not the sound system.
You know what? I'm just following Prince's lead. The only person to get a pentakill in 3 major regions. All right, let's go to Cloud Templar. A certified crowd hype machine with Lahan's Cloud Templar nominated. And then the final one from Pony to Ramen's in the fridge. I'll be home later. So take care of the laundry and tidy up.
It's even funnier. He did highlight how often Lahan's is he's just gone, and he left a note. He's like, "Gio, by the way, don't get dove.
You know,
good luck getting your way. I'll be out.
I was
free games."
I was almost voting for Gio because of that, right? Like, I feel so bad for him. Like, I think 10 out of 10 solo player with this rage kit. When your support is just leaving your lane, then you have to give him 3 waves!
That did happen for a year.
That's why it could have happened this year too, and it did not. So take a look at the standings. Nongshim find themselves solidly in 4th place. A couple games behind Team DRX. They had the opportunity to catch up to the Bros. Weren't quite able to seal the deal. They're in 9th. They're going to need a hot run of form to try and get into that top 6. As we take a look at the next match, it is Bro time, baby. Or Toaster time. KT versus Bro. But before that, we have Secret Newsroom with Atlas and Wadid's interview on G2. Make sure to stick around to see that, and then get ready for the first match. Stay tuned. See you in a bit.
Welcome back, fellow agents. I am Secret Newsroom Agent, codename Cartographer, and we've got some exciting international intel lined up for you today. So let's head straight into the action. This time, more LEC included. And in fact, first up, we have that news from the LEC. On May 10th and 11th, the LEC held its second official road trip, this time in Paris, France. And with Carmine Corp on their home turf, the fans and the atmosphere was absolutely amazing. A teaser video for the Paris road trip was posted on the LEC YouTube channel, and G2 fired shots in the comments, setting the stage for a highly anticipated showdown with Carmine Corp on May 11th. So how did the clash between the rising force Carmine Corp and the historic powerhouse G2 play out? Let's take a look. With the series heading into Game 3, G2 pulled out their Joker picks for the draft. Warwick top and Dr. Mundo jungle. At 6 minutes and 40 seconds on the top side, Broken Blade and Labrov engaged forward, but failed to finish off Targamas, and the fight stretches longer than they dreamed. And then, Yike arrives at the perfect moment and takes down both enemies with flawless timing. At the 22-minute mark, this is the game's decisive team fight. Both teams dive straight onto each other's carries, but it's Vladdy who lands a perfect ambush divide, knocking G2's frontline away and securing a huge win. With that victory, Carmine Corp defeats G2 at their home Paris road trip and advances to the playoffs as the #1 seed for the regular season. Meanwhile, former champions of Europe, G2, falls to 4th place, making a rather disappointing finish compared to their usual standards. So what's going wrong for G2 lately? We got a chance to speak to our Korean top G2 expert, Wadid, for his thoughts.
예전에는 아무래도 비비나 한스, 그리고 캡스에 따라오는 그런 선수가 없었어요. 근데 최근에는 블라디, 폴리스트, 낙나쿠, 차이크 등 이 선수들이 신인이라고 느껴질 만한 그런 선수들이 많이 등장을 했는데, 그래서 아무래도 라인업이 서로 맞물리다 보니까 예전 G2의 그런 파괴력이 잘 나와요. 반대로 생각해보면 전체적인 수준도 많이 올라왔고 G2가 약해졌다기보다는 다른 팀들이 많이 강해진 것 같아요. 저는 계속해서 말씀드리지만 이번 연도는 지금 호흡 좋은 팀입니다.
The LEC playoffs kick off on May 25th. Which team will rise to represent Europe at MSI? Let's hear from Agent Berlin over in the secret boardroom.
베를린이 플레이오프 역시 주목해야 할 팀은 정해져 있다고 생각을 합니다. 퍼스트 스탠드에서 하나생명 스포츠의 라이벌이에요. 이 카르민 코 퍼스트들이 국제대회에 많이 강해졌고 G2 같은 전통의 강호들은 오히려 위협을 좀 느끼고 있어요. 물론 이런 얘기를 하다 보면 모비스타코이나 스나핑에 대한 이야기가 나올 겁니다. 근데 전 저렇게 얘기하고 싶어요. 제가 그들을 의심하는 게 아니고 그들이 절 못 믿게 만든 거예요. 모비스타코이 제발 멘탈 좀 챙기고 게임해요. 푸나틱 제발 플레이오프 때 보여줘요. 그걸로 나를 믿게 만드는 거야. 그런 상황이 나오는 게 아니라면 이번 LEC 플레이오프에서는 카르민 코프와 G2 이 두 개의 팀을 주목해야 할 것 같습니다.
With the overall level of competition rising in the LEC, we'll need to keep a close eye on how far these teams go. Now for intel from the LTA. On May 11th, North America's eternal rivals C9 and Team Liquid faced off in a high-stakes match. Let's see how it played out. With C9 leading the series going into Game 2, they stretched into an intense 40-minute slugfest. APA pulls off miraculous Baron steal, and C9 doesn't want to go back with nothing in their hand.
果汁，它任务的资讯很少，会直接叫你去找艾利逊做。那我们先不职业来说是非常有用的。今天我会一准备，第一个是这一个材料，香蕉要6张一张图去找。这边我会建议大家可以用，这边有2个0，因为我打完之后呢，大家储存，往右边走来到热带沙滩。 这边路过会看到树上有一些蓝色的东西，来到东方的岩石山1号地图。 再往右边走，来到岩石路2号地图，最后再往右边走，来到岩石路3号地图。大家爬到最上面，不要过船点，上面有2排岩石，上面都会出黑木树妖，打它是有机会掉枯木苏翼的。最后就是大家很熟悉的北肥头啊，我们回到弓箭手村，往左边走一张图，来到弓箭手村的1号训练场，再继续往左边走会看到西部小山，再往左边走会来到西部森林。继续往左边走，会来到3岔路。我们在中间这个梯子往上爬，路过的肥肥一样都打一打，因为有机会掉肥肥头。然后往左边走，我们会看到一个告示牌，走到他身上按上方的箭头，会来到肥肥海岸，我们就可以直接在这边刷10颗肥肥头。我强烈建议大家直接用手打，因为这3个材料除了香蕉之外都不太好打。收集满之后呢，我们回到魔法森林，一样在左边的船点前往南郊平原，然后找艾斯达做甜蜜果浆。做好之后啊，这边就是一样划一颗高级瞬移石。刚刚有请大家储存天空之城的公园嘛，我们就直接点选天空之城的公园，就可以1秒钟到天空之城的公园。如果大家要搭船的话，也可以直接在魔法森林右上角去买船票搭船。然后公园这边我们跟上面的管家艾玛说话，我们就可以拿到食人花果汁。接着回天空之城，我们往右边走，看到仓库的 NPC 之后啊，它这边的楼梯我们往上爬，在右边中间的船点走过去之后，回到云彩公园的1号地图，我们找阿尔冯斯小绿跟他讲话，超级感动，我们拿到了骷髅头盔，这头盔的属性真的很好啦，而且交易所的价格也非常的漂亮，就是任务的过程非常的麻烦。好啦，今天这个就是骷髅头盔的任务全流程。如果大家觉得影片对你们有帮助，记得帮我按赞订阅一下。之后如果有其他的风之谷攻略或是心得，我也会持续跟大家做分享。现在我已经在努力打15场的101之中，所以我之后可能会整理一下新手打101会碰到的一些问题，还有一些技巧，再跟大家做分享。虽然我刚玩没有很久啦，但是如果大家有问题，也可以在影片下面留言。如果我知道的话，会尽可能帮大家做解答。感谢大家收看哦。